Hey, my friends. Welcome back to From Grind to Grace. And as you know, I'm very obsessed about remembering who you are because I believe that being true, being authentic, helps you in all areas of your life, your business, your personal life, your relationships. Because guess what? When you soul, when you sell your soul, everything goes off. And today we're gonna talk about just that with my amazing guest. Yes, I have another guest on the podcast today. I'm super excited, and her name is Kerstin. She is in Scotland. She's originally from Germany. Either way, she's my fellow European, which is always really nice uh, to meet fellow Europeans, because as you know, most of the people are across the waters, which, you know, we are still all friends, but it's super lovely to meet people who live nearby. And so Kerstin, she is a certified human design coach and an award-winning personal brand photographer. Kerstin is blending the human design wisdom into her brand photography, making it a holistic, magical experience with very powerful results, as you can imagine. She also offers one-to-one coaching in her Human Design Impact program, helping her clients to connect to their body wisdom and find alignment, ease, and flow in life and business. All the things that I like talking about, that I'm so passionate about. And also, just to add from me, Kirsten, when we first met, and that wasn't long ago at all, you made it feel so smooth and so easy and so just like lovely. You create this lovely environment, and this you're personable, and it's so easy and fun to talk with you. You care, you did your magic on me straight away, which I am so very grateful. And in fact, in a way, and I guess I shared it with you, kind of some of the things you did. Your testing made me quite emotional, confirmed certain things about myself, gave me more courage to embrace and why I should be doing things the way I should be doing things. And so obviously with you, I want to dive deeper into that topic because I know you have a very interesting story of your own, and how you started one way and then what happened, and then now you're doing things another way, also helping other people along the way. And I want to look a little deeper into what it all means to you and why everyone else should also pay attention. So let's get started. And can you tell me and my audience a little bit about yourself and like your, more or less kind of an origin story and your breakthrough?
Hello. Hi, Edita. I'm so excited to be here with you. And the topic of what you are talking about and what you are here to share with the world is very close to my heart. And I love From Grind to Grace. It has just this amazing feeling to it. And it was something I was looking for a very long time as well. You put it in absolute perfect words. So I'm excited to be here, have this conversation with you, and hopefully bringing some light into other people's lives that are at a point where you have been, I have been, and then know that there is a hope and a chance, and that alignment and ease and grace and flow is actually not a myth, but it is really achievable and in a quite easy way, because it is only about understanding who we are, how we are designed to exchange energy with the world, going the way that works for us instead of trying to do what other people tell us to do, which might not be working for ourselves. And we need
Very
to have
important. Very
the
good point.
yeah, we need to have the trust and the courage to follow our own path. Yeah. And yeah, you asked me, yes, I'm German. I moved to Scotland in 2006. And at the moment, I'm very much complaining about the weather, which is something that happens in UK a lot. And yeah, at the moment, I'm one of those, because 12 degrees in June is just not correct. Illegal, someone said that to me. That sounds illegal. So my story, yes, I'd love to share my story because I think a lot of people will relate to that. I started like many people started. I finished school and didn't really know. I was born in 1968. I might have to add that. I'm 55 years today as we speak. So I
And
did
as I told you before, you don't look
thank you.
young
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Can cut that out. I'll have it as a meme.
You must know some magic for sure.
Have it as a meme. Yes, so I did the usual thing. What you do, you finish school and then go to university. And that time, I think we always need to remember that in these days we didn't have an internet, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have all these things. So we were much less connected with the whole world and with the possibilities and everything what is out there. So we were more in our smaller environment, and there was kind of the set path. Yeah, so you need to finish school. Of course you need to finish school, because if you don't have education, you will not have any, you will not get anywhere, you will not earn your living. Yeah.
Uh,
And then obviously I had to go to uni, and so I went to uni because my father wanted me to go to uni, because he wanted to make sure that I will be looked after by my own work, that I earn enough money and that I can save and that I can build a house or buy a house and all these things. So
so
I did
basically all the right things that others were telling you that were
exactly.
the right things.
Exactly. But the thing is, at that time, really, my mind was not that broad to see other opportunities. I
Mhm.
wasn't so I did it. So I went to uni.
One tiny question, sorry, were you on the western or the eastern side of Berlin?
Western
Western, okay.
West Germany. Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, just south of Frankfurt. I call it the middle of Germany, but possibly it's not. It's more south, but it's
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I went to uni. I did it. I got a degree. I got a job, and I did all the things. You know, I stepped up the ladder. I made a career, and then at some point, I had a house. I had a boyfriend. Never married. Never married. I didn't do that one. And and then but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And at some point, something shook me, and I thought, actually, this is not, it's just stressful. I'm just running on adrenaline. It didn't feel good. And I did a trip to Scotland, and I went to the Western Isles. And if you've ever been to the Western Isles, this is basically the whole pace of life is much slower than anywhere else, and definitely much slower than in Germany. Yeah. And I was thinking that, oh my God, that's what I want. That's what I want. And cut a long short story short, I had a master plan. I thought, I'm leaving this career, I'm leaving this country, I'm going to Scotland. It wasn't the Outer Hebrides, it was Edinburgh. So I did that. It was a couple of years before that happened. And I quit my job, and I was there, and I thought, I'm never doing all these things again, but what I'm doing now. And then the universe was aligning. Because photography was always my love, but I didn't know how to really do it. So through no, there are no coincidences, as I say. I ended up getting getting a place at college, and I started studying photography in 2007 or something like that. Yeah. And oh my God, it was 4 years. I was doing my degree. I was the happiest person in the world, finally doing what I really love, finally listening to people who are teaching me something that I'm interested in. And yeah, so and then I graduated, and then I thought, okay, what am I doing now? And and then I got headhunted back into the corporate world. I got headhunted back into a job that was big, that paid a lot of money. And at that point in time, I had no money left. I was this kind of spent
Mhm.
everything on my studies, and I thought, oh shit.
I'm
So
sure many people can relate, and we know, I've been meeting entrepreneurs who jump back into their jobs when they struggle, they're stuck in the grind, they're not getting results, or it's too painful and too much of a struggle. Then yeah, it's just normal for
yeah,
many.
it was in my when I look back in hindsight, it was all plotted by the universe, because I'm in some way, because this came out of the blue. I was actually on no job platforms at all, and they tracked me down and wanted to speak to me. I was flying to Switzerland for the interview, and I was there. I thought, I don't want that. I gave them my photography name cards, and they were thinking, what's wrong with this woman? We're just offering her a big job, and she says, I'm a photographer. But in the end, they made me an offer I could not refuse, and I thought, okay, that's good. I'll do that for a couple of years, and top up my funds, and then I'll go into my photography and do my own thing. Fast forward again, 7 years it was, because I got back into the grind. I was back in the treadmill. I was back in the hamster wheel, and this great idea of building my business aside did not really happen. Yeah, because I had no time. I was working the logistics. I was traveling all over Europe, Middle East, and Africa all the time. I was in constant stress, and weekends where I was just knackered. And then the next week started. So this was my life for 7 years. And money was good, I have to say, but it wasn't making me happy. And then my boyfriend said, when I met you, you said to me you're a photographer. Now you're 7 years, you're killing yourself in this job. When are you doing your photography thing? And I
So
was
you
thinking,
ended up staying in the job for 7 years instead of 2?
7 years. Yep. And when I turned 50, it was I mean, he is, oh God, so much support from this man, really, because he just said, because I was scared, because I was used to having this income coming in every month again. Yeah. And I was scared, and I had no clue how to do things. But I quit. But it's basically exactly 5 years ago. End of May, I quit, and this was the most liberating moment of my life. I mean, it was so liberating. Oh my God. And my idea was, this will just be, now I'm my own boss. Now everything will flow. Now life will be easy. And so that's the attitude I was diving into my entrepreneurship, without a clue, without a plan. So if you're listening, it might not be the best version that I was doing, yeah. So, but it was the right version for me. So, and then I was trying to build up a photography business without actually knowing what I was doing, and then I was stressed. Hey ho. I was scared, because I didn't know where money was coming from. So I was carrying all
You
these
made some
emotions.
savings? Did you have some savings from the
Yeah,
job?
yeah, yeah. I was using my savings. Yeah. But
But
then
they
they
were
were
kind of like they were leaving, I guess, right?
they were getting smaller.
And that is a very scary place. I actually relate to that. It was the same for me. I quit my job, to be an entrepreneur. Well, to be a stay-at-home mom, and then I started my entrepreneurship journey. I did have some savings, but I didn't have anything coming in for a while. So that is a tough situation.
That is scary, and it's very scary. And the point is, or the reality is, the more you are scared and the more you are, but that's the next topics, yeah. When you get into the scarcity mindset, your vibes are low, and you are just attracting more of this, yeah. You said,
Exactly. And could you, for the audience, in case they're interested in this, and this is something that I discovered myself at some point, because what happens usually that we kind of set big goals and then we tell ourselves, when I achieve those goals, then I will be happy, then I will be, I'm going to have energy and so on. But it's actually the other way around. So could you elaborate on this for the audience a little bit?
yeah, definitely. That's what we're talking about now is the vibration bit, yeah. And
Yeah.
in order, when we go into I think most of the people, and I hope most of the people that are listening to that are familiar with the law of attraction, that we attracts like. This is in German sayings, yeah. This is actually a thing in German language, yeah. But it is really, we attract who we are. We attract the vibration on which we are. We are so when we are in a low vibe, and when we are fearful, and when we are in this scarcity mindset, we are attracting more of that. When we are raising our vibration, and there are lots of practices that can help with that. And even just dancing through the house is raising your vibrations. Then we are attracting more the things that we want. Also, um, what we are, what our mind is occupied with, this is what we manifest more in our lives. So when I'm occupied thinking about, oh my God, where's my next client coming from? Where's my next money coming from? This is there is not enough room for seeing actually the good things coming, and trusting that they will be coming. And what you were saying is that we are sitting there and we are doing the grind, and we're thinking, okay, when I have enough money, then I will be happy. When I have this, then we'll be happy. No, we need to be happy now, because that is when we start pulling it towards us.
So, well, and that is the tricky part, at least it used to be for me when something happened, something clicked. I used to think, but how do you become happy when you are actually struggling and when you don't see any money coming in and you don't know what's going to happen like next month? How can you actually do that?
It is not easy. It is absolutely not easy, because the way we are structured, the way our mind is structured, because we are often automatically focusing more on the negative things, on the threats, which is also coming from our evolution. Yeah, because the first, I don't know how many thousand years, we were focused on survival. So we needed to watch out for all the dangerous
Mhm.
things. Yeah. And we don't have that anymore. Yeah, there is no tiger behind the bush, at least not here in Scotland. And I don't think they are in Lithuania. So we need to really learn to be trustful. The way I work, my personal concept, my personal recipe is gratitude,
Same.
and gratitude. I do a gratitude practice every day, every morning. This is non-negotiable. Because when we remind ourselves of the things that we have, and it doesn't need to be big things, it can be small things, and feel really truly, we need to feel it. Yeah, we need to just
Yeah.
not just do a shopping list. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we really need to feel it. We need to feel it in our bodies because our bodies are the magic. Yeah, we need to feel it in our bodies, and that when we feel it, this is what we are reflecting out, and that is what we are attracting in. So gratitude practice in my experience is one of the most foundational, most important things in order to focus on the good things, being grateful, and that makes us happy as well. You know, uh, there are some amazing gratitude practices out there. If you look online, there are amazing books as well, and I do. I think this morning, and I do it every day. So it is, and there are different things coming up for me every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
For me,
sometimes I go to my whole body, and I'm really grateful for
Mhm.
my legs, for my feet, that they are carrying me around here all the day, and that they're not that for my health.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
home that I have, the my daughter, yeah, I do that too, and I also do it when I step into dysregulated situation whenever I get frustrated or find myself, getting maybe uh not necessarily angry, but not happy about something and whatever, I try to shift my thinking, my thoughts to feeling grateful for something that is obvious that I should be grateful for. It instantly helps. It works wonders.
It does, doesn't it? And it is such an easy practice. And sometimes it's just kind of we're standing in our own ways because our head just wants to be grumpy. Yeah. And then you really need to consciously gaining the awareness, okay, being grumpy, being angry is not really making me feel good. So why am I not doing something that makes me feel better to get out of this mood and then to change the perspective on my whole life and my whole environment? Because we are we are creating our reality through our perspective. And a shift in perspective can change how we see our reality and can change how the environment actually interacts and reacts with us. Did you experience that as well, Edita?
Absolutely, all the time. I mean, it's not an easy switch. There is no like, you are this way or that way. It's a journey, obviously, but absolutely like and so do you find that we sometimes get attached to our bad mood and
Oh
suffering and
yeah.
I don't want to let it go. I just like I'm in this bad place and everyone needs to feel sorry for me or something. I need to feel sorry for me, and things like that, yeah, we get attached to that for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Do you know sometimes, oh, when I remember when I'm switching to human design, you are an emotional authority, aren't you, Edita?
Yeah, so
You have
I
the
am.
emotional center defined on the right side.
Yes, I am manifesting according to human
Generator.
design for those who don't know what we're talking about. So Kerstin did a test for the first time. Actually, I had known about human design, but I never really tried it. So now I am identified as manifesting generator,
You
which comes
are.
with all sorts of things, beautiful.
Amazing things, actually.
Yeah, so actually I wanted to start talking about human design because you are the expert here, and I was wondering, I want to sort of explore um so first of all, that part of your journey where you discovered it, And also, as part of that, I want to explore the topic about how knowing yourself actually helps you in your business, in life, in relationships, and, basically everything else. And also, I just want to add as well that do you find that very often we kind of feel who we are or what we, or like we kind of know, but we might not think it's true. And it really like helps when you get a test like that done.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you are told, and you're like, you are giving the permission to really, really, really like embrace who you really are. And that liberates you.
I love how you were saying that, because that it is really, you're getting a permission to be you. You get a permission. Yeah, let me dive in a little bit in human design and tell the listeners what it is and how I got into it. I'll do a little fast forward from my 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 scary start in the entrepreneurships, which also came immediately. I stopped in 2019, and then I was dabbling about a little bit. And then when I just thought I might be finding my feet, COVID happened, which gave us all a lot of time. Yeah.
Not me. No, like I kept hearing that. And just a side note, right? I was actually in a very tough place at that stage. And that year, 2020, in January, I was sitting and I was thinking, this year is the year of getting myself back. My daughter was 3 and a bit, still very small. I was grinding, and I felt I totally lost myself. And I thought, you know what, I need to get myself back. And that year, and then a couple of months later, COVID hit, and my daughter was at home full time, and my partner was at home, working from home, and the whole thing just felt like chaos. And I think I lost myself even more, and when people, I kept seeing on social that, oh, now that we have all this time, let's meditate, let's do this. That's it. For me, it felt impossibly busy, like like when with a child, when they are 3, and my daughter is
Oh
very
yeah.
active, and that was like a bit of a nightmare, so yeah, so that was a little different for people with kids, with small
Oh,
kids,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely, definitely. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. No kids
But
here.
anyway, yeah, I hear.
Yeah, for me, it was the start that I finally, because I was always so stressed, I was always kind of going on 180 miles per hour, and then suddenly there was this stop, and it gave me the chance to get my ducks in a row for my business, to learn finally how to actually run a business, to specialize, to realize, oh, I love working with people. I love brand photography. I went into brand photography, and I was really good at that. I hit the ground running when we could do something again. And I started with investing in myself. I started investing in coaching programs because I was thinking there is this thing I want to get. And then I realized all that the stress that I had in the corporate life, that was mine. Yeah. I was blaming the jobs for it, but it was actually mine. So I basically had this hamster wheel on my back and was carrying it everywhere with me. Yeah. So that I could step on it as soon as I needed it, because I was so used to doing that. And so I started various kinds of personal development. I didn't immediately find human design. I did some very well known and expensive, really, for me at that time. I thought, oh my God, that was huge investment courses, which were very masculine led, with you need to do this and this and this and this and this. And I felt even more stressed because I had to get up in the morning in order to do my to-do list of things that I have to do all the day, and for the coaching, in order to find freedom, grace, and time. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I learned a lot. And
Did
then,
you manage to manifest anything that way?
I learned a lot about the mind and how the things work, but I didn't embody it. Yeah, and they're coming to embodiment now, because that is a really, really, really huge, huge, huge step. And then in 2 years ago, a bit longer, 2.5 years ago, so I was still, I looked into all sorts of things. I looked into energy work, I looked into astrology. I was constantly learning and trying to find this thing that will free me. Yeah. I knew it's me, but I knew I needed to find a way to do it. And then I found human design. I basically fell into it and then into the rabbit hole. And for anyone who doesn't know what human design is a system, is a tool that helps us to understand ourselves better. Human design is a blend, is a beautiful mix of ancient wisdom and modern science. It is not just it's not a personality test like a Myers-Briggs or something where you answer questions. It is based on the unique point in time and place of your birth. So astrology is a big part of human design. And I know a lot of people find astrology very woo-woo, but when I look at the cosmos, at these huge planetary bodies that are moving around, they have energetic impact on us. Yeah, and the old people, they knew that. So astrology is a big part of it. The I Ching is a big part of it. The Chinese I Ching, the 64 archetypes, the Kabbalah, the chakra system. So it's a blend. And then we're going into quantum mechanics and into genetics. The science part, I'm not very good at explaining it so well because I'm not a scientific person, but it is all founded in science as well. And it is basically the imprint into our genes, into our DNA, that we can make with a human design chart, we can make it visible. And in human design, it is the science of the aura. It is the science of a differentiation, that we are all different. No, not one person is the same. And we are all functioning in a different way. And we have all different ways how we are designed to exchange energy with the world. So human design is all about energy flow and energy exchange. Because we are evolving as humanity, as the collective. We were the first thousands of years, we were trying to survive. Yeah, so we were looking on survival, and then the next paradigm, or the next phase, and we are at the end of that, yeah, was to manage and to master the material plane. But we are now stepping into learning how to master the energetic plane. So that it's a very, very exciting point in time at the moment. And human design came to us in the late 80s, in 1987.
It's been quite a while, surprisingly, but it's only reaching us now. Well, like, I mean, I hear more and more people talking about it, but it's now,
It's
quite
now, it's
recently,
growing.
couple of years maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. There is, yes, it's still at the beginning. There is a shift. More and more people look into energetics and want to understand, see that energy work actually does things, that the quantum field is actually existing, that things are different than we believe they were. So we're learning new things. We are opening up to new
Because
things.
finally, thankfully, science is starting to measure those things. So finally, they exist.
Yes, I know. Science is. Now, give me a moment. I just got my coffee in the wrong. Let's not record that. Yes, science finally is backing us up. Isn't it amazing? Yeah.
It's
Isn't it amazing? The chakra system that we have, the energy centers that we have in the body, they can be measured now. Yeah. And anyone who is looking into, you know, we have Chinese traditional medicine, we have kinesiology since a long time. Yeah. People know about the energy lines, the meridians in our bodies, and reflexology as a, you know, that when they do something on the feet, something clicks in the head, you know. It's getting more present and it's getting stronger. And the human design system is just a beautiful way of mapping out how what imprint we actually have. And when we look at, and I'd like to explain really the top level. In the human design, we are looking at, we are grouping humanity as humans in 5 different energy types. Yeah. So, and that is the top level. There are a hell of a lot of nuances in that, but the top level is already so exciting. And each energy type is here to do a certain thing. Yeah. Obviously, they're unique, personal, certain thing, but in a certain way. So when we go through the energy types, we have manifestors. That's how they are called. Manifestors are here to initiate things. They are fire starter, trailblazers. They are here to bring something into action, to bring something new to the world. That's what they're here for. They have a very strong
any
voice.
examples? Any famous people examples?
Right.
Because I think you told me there's only 1% of them.
It's 10% of them. It's 10% of them. And I, do you know what? I actually looked it up recently. There are and I sent it to someone. There are a few actors that come into my mind. I'm so bad with names. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's do that. Let's do that for the audience, because they will be interested in that. I know more projectors than famous manifestors in human design. Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gwen Stefani. Al Gore. George W. Bush. W, not V. That's
wow. Okay.
they are.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they are very powerful. They have a very powerful voice. They are heard. They are heard. A manifester. For example, I have a manifestor friend, and I'm a projector. I need to be invited to things. I'll talk about that in a minute. She's a manifester. And we were on holiday. We were walking with our guys through Dubrovnik it was, and they were saying, oh, we want to have some food. And then I said, I'd like to go to this pizzeria, and that we got recommended. No one hears me. No one hears me. And then I said to Natasha, I said, can you please say it? And then she said, we would like to go to this pizzeria. And everyone turned around. Okay, let's go there. And I thought, so that's the power of a manifestor. But they are here not to pursue the whole thing. They are really here to, they get this creative urge. They get this exciting idea. They get lots of energy to get it started. But then they need other people to pick it up, because then they need to rest, because that was their job. Yeah, their job was kind of to ignite that, not to do the whole thing. And we are always told we have to do all the things, but we are not. So the second group, the biggest, well, the second group is the manifesting generators and the generators. So these are generators, just 2 types inside the group. They are here to build things. They dance with life force energy. They have this sacral, beautiful, sacral, creative energy to bring things into existence. They are here to respond to something that comes from the outside. They're not here to initiate, but they're here to respond to something and to follow what really lights them up. So when you are, it is the biggest part of us are generators or manifesting generators, but they are here to lift the energy in the world. Yeah, that's what they are here for. They are here to do the things they love doing, not the things that frustrate them. They're here to do the things they really, really love doing and take the decision of doing the things that following joy in the end. Yeah, because when they do what lights them up, it is really, they generate energy. Yeah, they are lit up. They are sparkly. Everyone wants to be in there.
With a caveat, right? If they're being themselves.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
are.
And having the trust, following what lights you up, because we have all been conditioned to life is hard, work is hard.
You
And
need
when
to
is it?
finish what you started. This is a huge one. Like, honestly, like this one thing, you need to finish what you started.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like it was new for me actually to discover that I don't have to finish what I started if it doesn't feel right anymore.
Yeah. We,
It's
we,
I have to say it's liberating because I think this is that one thing that makes us grind and push and force and discipline ourselves unnecessarily without producing adequate results.
yes, yes, yes. You put that so perfectly, because the thing is, when we are trying to do something that is not aligned for us, that doesn't feel good, and for all the generators in this world, that doesn't light them up, it's it drains their energy, it dims their light, it takes much longer because it's so hard. It's kind of like dragging something through the mud, yeah, and the results are not the same. But
So
when
I think we want our listeners to hear this, right? Like, if it doesn't feel right, and it's only normal it doesn't feel right, something that felt right like a month ago, because the energy field changed, because something changed, because you changed, right? And it doesn't inspire you, and you can't create from uninspired place.
yeah, that's so true. But when we look at the generators that are really here, um, I tell my generator clients always, what serves you serves everyone. When you do what gives you joy, when you do what lights you up, when you do where your body has, now we're going into the body wisdom. The body knows what's right for us.
Mm.
Our head doesn't. Yeah. Because what we have in our logical mind, in our thinking mind, is very much conditioned from our surrounding, how from the society, how we were brought up, what our parents' beliefs were, what our teachers' beliefs were, whatever, yeah, you name it, it's there. This is all what is making up how we are trying to think in a realistic, logical, whatever we want to call it way. But our heads, our mind, our thinking mind is made to really solve problems, yeah, on the outside, yeah, to create constructions, to find out how to build a huge bridge or a skyscraper, or how to solve something else. Yeah, that's what, but it's
Yeah, and I would
not.
like to make another point, was kind of a reiterate what you said, because I think this is very important, and it was one of those important things, for meaningful things for me as well. I truly believe, like, my passion is to think about everything we do from the place of increasing our collective energy and vibration.
Yes.
And if we are not increasing our own vibration, we're not increasing anyone's vibration, even if we think that we are serving,
I
like,
love
maybe
it.
functionally we are serving, maybe, but that's not really serving if we're doing it by pushing. ourselves, which actually pushes down our energy, and so ultimately pushes down everyone else's energy.
This is so perfectly put, Edita. I love that. Yes, we are here, and especially all to raise the energy in the world and not to dull it down. And this goes one person at the time. Yeah. And we have the wisdom all in our body. Our body tells us what's right for us, what's wrong for us. Our body tells us what we have energy for, what we don't have energy for. And we need to learn to listen, because we have been conditioned to override everything. Gut feeling, yeah. Follow your gut, because your gut knows what's right, and your gut instantly. That's mainly for generators. That your gut instantly knows, your sacral energy center, that is, instantly knows what's right for you, what you have energy for, and what's not right for you. But what we do so much is we're following the shoulds. I should be doing that. I should be doing this. No, that doesn't light me up. That doesn't give me joy, but I should. Yeah, and never. My teacher, my human design teacher, my human design coach, she always says, I've never heard an aligned statement starting with "I should." Yeah, I should. When it starts with a shoulding, no, you shouldn't. No, don't do it. It's not aligned. But when we're following what our body tells us, and that's the embodiment, yeah, and listen to our body. When our body tells us, hey, Kerstin, I'm excited.
So the
I'll have
question
the
is,
energy for that.
yeah, so
Let's do that.
the next question is then, in our society where we are taught to do things from the place of should, where we are taught to finish school, finish this project, finish this, finish that. And I believe that, and also I think because our society is very overwhelmed with the masculine energy, masculine way of doing things and thinking and whatever. And also because of our signs being insufficient, inadequate in terms of human wisdom. And so if they can't measure something, it doesn't exist. So we've been denying intuition, gut feeling, all those kind of things forever, like up until recently. And even now, probably most people still don't know about these things. They still live with those old school, concepts and the logical way of being, or with the ego. How can we start listening to our gut feeling?
Yeah, it starts with a trauma. There are various ways, because everyone is different and differently conditioned. Yeah. Let me just finish, go through the types so that the listeners know what different types we have. But that's not taking long,
Yeah.
just to have this completed, and then we are looking into how can we connect more with our bodies.
Yeah.
So when we look at what you were saying is really right, following the intuition, following the gut feeling, yeah, following this, which is in ancient times, we did that way more. And when we look thousands and thousands of years back, when we are not that masculine, not that much in the masculine energy, we were more in the feminine energy, and all the things we are rediscovering now have been actually present at that time, when 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 we were more in our bodies and less in the material around us, yeah, because we had to. Yeah, so just to complete that, so we have the generators, where we have two types, the manifesting generators and the generators. And the manifesting generators, and I'd like to add that, because you said that earlier, you don't have to finish what you've started. Manifesting generators are people who are very multi-passionate, who have lots of things that they are excited about, yeah, and then they get told, no, but you need to do this one thing and you need to finish that off. And then when you imagine this kind of lit up manifesting generator, kind of, oh my God, I want to do that. And then someone says, no, you need to do that first and finish that. And then the whole light goes, oh, and dulls down. Yeah. And that's not how we want them to be. We want them to be, oh, I do this now, and later I do this, and then I go back to this, and maybe I do this, and maybe I find a shortcut for that. So that is absolutely normal for manifesting generators to jump from one thing to another. Yeah, you really, really listen to what your body tells you, like, oh, I like to do that. And often the reaction is really quick. Yeah, body tells, especially generators, manifesting generators, says yes or no. And there's no maybe. So if it's a maybe, it's a
Then it's a
no. And maybe is a no. Yeah, it's a yes or it's a no. And when it takes longer to become a yeah, it's a no, because it's instant. That's all when the head kicks in and tries to talk you into something. People pleasing. Yeah. I should. Yeah, this is all the stuff where you get out of alignment, where you dull your light. So the third group is the projectors. That's 20% of us. And the projectors are here to guide. Yeah, they are here to guide energy. They see things from a different perspective. They see things other people don't see. And they are here to guide the energy in order to make things more efficient so that they fit better together. And but projectors, they need to always wait that the people really want to hear them. So they need to be seen first. They need to be recognized first. And only when they are recognized and invited, people will hear them. Otherwise, remember the pizza story. Yeah. Otherwise, people will not hear the projectors. And the projectors are they connect one-to-one with people. Yeah, they are, and and they are often, when they're growing up, really in school, they are often on the sidelines because they don't fit so much in, because their energy is so different. When you imagine the majority is generators, they are all kind of, oh, doing all the things, yeah. And then the projectors, they are just looking from the outside, thinking what's going on there, yeah. Or they think, oh, no one likes me, yeah, and whatever, yeah, because it's just kind of, kids are way more embodied than us grown-ups. Yeah, they feel that the energy is different. They think, oh, and then comes the thing where they value the opinion or value the views of the projector, and then they say, what do you think about that? And that's when the projector starts to be in their element. And that's a really important thing to know for projectors, that don't force your amazing wisdom, views, and improvements on people when they don't want to hear it. Yeah. So, and then the last one, the smallest one, 1%, are the reflectors. And the reflectors, they are here to really reflect back to all of us how we were doing. Yeah. So they have lots of open energy fields. So they feel everything that comes into their aura. Yeah. And 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 feel it, and have it coming through them, and then reflect back, so how the things we're doing. So that's a quick run through the top level, the energy types. And
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think people, it'd be good for people to make the effort to learn about themselves, or maybe confirm, because as we said in the beginning, a lot of people kind of have a sense of at least some things about themselves, but they tend to suppress because of all the conditioning and everything else in our society. So I think it's super, super, super important to, like I like saying, remember who you are in order to actually step into your power and act from the place of authenticity, which we all, I believe, crave, but we lose it. And then obviously then things feel off. We are not inspired. We are not showing up as us. And, everything just falls apart, and it feels very heavy as well.
You're totally. And the thing is, the more that, so I found the human design system for me was really giving me permission to be myself. It suddenly made, oh, that's why. And now I understand this. Now I understand this. Now I understand that. And it was just so relieving for me to, oh my God, that's why I'm different. That's why that doesn't work. That's why that doesn't work for me. And in business, it is exactly the same. I don't like to make a huge, for us entrepreneurs or whatever we are, I don't like to differentiate our work and our life, because it is all life. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm using the word should, but I mean, in this case, it's not like what you should be doing, but it should feel, we need it to be, if we are entrepreneurs and we say we're creating freedom and we say we're creating life on our own terms, but we are strangled by our businesses, then I mean, that's just like, that's impossible, that makes it impossible to create what we want,
Exactly, exactly. And the thing is, when what my experience with through the human design system, I want to say there are different ways. I've met very aligned people who were not into human design at all. Yeah, there are different ways to get there, but the human design for me was kind of making it so clear,
Mm.
and bringing really, really clear guidance. Okay, I understand that. Okay, I need to listen to my body. I need to get out of my head. So you're starting gaining awareness. When are you actually mulling something over in your head? Overthinking, commonly called. Yeah. And then dropping back into your body, and then, okay, body, what are you actually thinking about that? And that takes lots of practice. Yeah, that takes practice, and it's good to have.
Right, and when you actually discover who you are, your type, then it's a good start. That at least you know where to focus.
It is a brilliant start, and it is, and what I love with the human design is that it gets very, very complex. Yeah, it's not shallow, but the biggest part really is understanding your type and your strategy, how we are designed to take decisions. No, wait a moment. Let me start again. Just mix things up. Is your type, and then your authority. This is how you're meant to make aligned decisions, and your strategy, how you're meant to exchange energy with the world. For our generators, it's responding to something that comes into your life. Yeah, you don't need to do the initiating. If we are told all the time, you need to do all the initiating, you need to initiate, you need to do all the things, then you need to guide yourself, and then you need to reflect back to how you've done. Yeah, this is what we are told all the time, and it's stressing everyone out. Yeah, because we are only here for actually doing one part. Yeah. And we need to gain the trust. We need to gain the trust that when we are doing our part in the way that feels good, that actually all the other good things are happening.
Yeah, but who could have known that? Who could have known that? You know?
Yes, and that's why I'm so thankful that that human design crossed my path, and made my, that was the first time with my human design journey. That was the first time. It was scary at times. Yeah, it was scary at times. I, as projectors, hello projectors here, um you need to guard your energy. You are not having the same energy available like generators and manifesting generators. So projectors need to guard their energy. They need to rest. Yeah, they need to be very, 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 very selective of where they put their energy in. So that's why So if people are not recognizing them or inviting them, they're pushing their energy on people who don't want to hear what they have to say. That makes them bitter, and projectors need to rest. What are we taught? Our conditioning is you cannot rest, you just need to work. Yeah, do more. And then when it's not working, do more. Yeah. For
Yes, exactly.
for projectors, for example, doing more is totally counterproductive. If you
Or
do
for pro-generators, doing
the wrong thing,
it anyway, even if you have no passion for it.
yeah,
Again,
that's so when we are generators, when they are not in alignment, they feel frustration. And when they're manifesting generators, they feel a bit of anger as well.
and you know, like the worst part is, and I guess I'm talking about myself, like we can
Yeah,
totally do it, like we can totally do it. So we do it. Even if it doesn't feel right, we can do it for a year, for 2 years and whatever, just because we think that we need to finish it, even if we've lost the passion. So that's a dangerous place to be. Like, so I think this is one of those important things for me as well, to know that doing it anyway does not work, and I have a permission to not to do it, because I can totally do it. I can do it than more people around me.
yes, and it is, and it needs trust, and it needs sometimes courage, because we are so used to follow everything through, and we have to do
Yeah.
it. and we easily fall into old habits again. And I'm on my human design journey for quite a while, and I would call myself a very embodied projector. And I look at my energies. I have very slow days. I really pick what I spend my energy on, but I have moments where something gets me a little bit out of balance, and then then I automatically fall into my old habits, yeah, and become a manifesting generator and do all the things, do other things, and then my body says, no,
Mm.
no. I basically now I cannot override my body response anymore. I used to do that all my life. I was not listening to my body. I didn't even know it had a voice. Yeah, I was just kind of I do this, I do that, and I push through. I was pushing all the time. And now when I fall into old habits, because I'm connected with my body now, I'm embodied, my body pretty quickly tells me, what are you doing here?
That's
And
amazing.
it gives me a couple of warnings, and when I'm not listening, then it knocks me out. It really knocks me out. I
Wow.
usually get it in the neck. Immediately I basically it knocks me out. Oh,
Wow.
yeah, interest. Yeah, and but the more you connect with your body wisdom, the faster you will notice when you are on the wrong track. And then you can, oh, wait a moment, what am I doing here? Like for a generator, you've done it so many years, you're used to, I totally can do that. I can push that through. Yeah, I started and I will finish. And we have in Germany, we have that saying in German, wer A sagt, muss auch B sagen, which is says, who says A needs to say B as
Right.
well.
I
Yeah.
think we have something similar in Lithuanian as
Um,
well. Yeah.
which means it seems to be the right thing to do, because that is the belief that we have learned and the conditioning that we get. So it's a journey of deconditioning these old beliefs as well, and having and replacing it with, no,
Mm.
it doesn't light me up. It doesn't do me good. It doesn't feel good. It's not good for me. And if it's not good for me, it is also not good for the people around me. And
And for the humanity.
for the humanity, because you're not lifting up the energy, you're dulling
Mm.
down the energy.
Yeah.
And the more lit up we are, the more aligned we are, the more
Yeah.
this can change the world. This
And
can
I
change
think
the
we're
world.
on the way. I think, right? I think awareness is improving. Awareness of the energies and vibration and body wisdom, and those kind of things, I think it's improving.
I know, and the thing is, what I'd like also to share is the more we are in alignment, we will feel the ease and the flow and the grace. Yeah, because we are doing what gives us joy. I mean, hello, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're doing that all the time. Might sometimes alignment can feel icky because sometimes we are going into expansion and we are going into out of our comfort zone and it's aligned for us. So it's not that alignment is only pink unicorns in the sky.
Right. And
Yeah.
I know that from yoga in the beginning, when let's say you need to stand with your feet, both feet aligned,
Mm-hmm.
in the very beginning, like if you do it by not looking at it, right? And say your teacher comes and fixes your feet so that they are in alignment without looking at your feet, it feels like they are misaligned, like
Yeah.
they are pointing inwards, right? And then you look at them, oh, they're actually perfectly aligned. So in the beginning, it feels uncomfortable. Then
Yeah.
we get used to it, obviously.
Yeah. Now that is a good analogy. And the thing with the alignment is the more aligned we become with who we really are, the more we become ourselves and live it and embody it, not think about it, embody it. It's the job, it's a body job. Yeah, it's a job of the body. The more good things we are attracting to us.
Yes.
It is what I call it, it's activating your magnetism. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is the more aligned you are, the more magnetic you are. So when you are lit up and you are kind of going on all cylinders, doing all these things that you love doing, yeah, your your aura is sparkly clean, yeah, sparkling and clean, and it will attract more of the good stuff
Yes, and
too.
it's so easy to get people on board, and without even trying to convince them, they just naturally start flocking around you, and you get these reach outs about partnerships and all of those kind of things somehow, and you're like it's like, what is going on?
No,
you know.
I'd love to share I'd love to share a a client story because I
So
started
let it
work.
be our final. I'm looking at the
Oh,
timer.
we are going, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you, so let's finish with that example, but before that,
Yeah.
uh, tell us where people can find you. Um,
So I am my main platform is LinkedIn. So you will find me on my name, Kerstin Gruenling with a UE umlaut. In LinkedIn, you will find me in Facebook as well. And I have a website where you are able to pull your human design chart as well, which is,
so you know what I'm gonna do?
I'll give you the things and then you can put them in the
In the
video.
notes. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do. So when I publish the episode, I'm gonna put the links
everything in the
in the
footnote.
notes.
Yeah, yeah, that
Perfect.
makes sense. And then anyone who is interested, you can pull your human design chart. You can contact me directly as well. And if you are interested in human design fueled brand photography, I'll do that as well. I infuse all my human design knowledge in my brand photography, which is very exciting. And yeah, let's
Definitely,
connect.
definitely, Diana. If I have you on my podcast again at some point. I want to hear of how you actually combine brand building and photography with human design, you know.
Oh yeah, that's another podcast. That's another whole.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So back to the example you were gonna tell then.
Oh yeah, I'd love to share that just to see how powerful it is when we become more ourselves and live it. I was working with a wonderful lady. I'm still working with her, and she was always overwhelmed, very stressed out, running her own coaching business, and she had no energy. She was really always at the verge of burnout, and wonderful person. And I started working with her on the human design and finding the alignment. And she was, at some point, she was in tears. She said, I have never been aligned in my life, ever. It was very, very emotional. And we kept working on it, working on it. And she she started removing things out of her life that were not in alignment, that were not doing her good. This was bold moves. This was scary moves, because that was a big part of her secure income that she removed in her life. She suddenly felt more, she suddenly felt alignment. She knew how it feels when she is in. And what happened after a few months, 3 months, I think we worked 3 months together. What happened was she just built her biggest income month ever. She has her soulmate clients coming left, right, and center. And she's just sitting there and she's thinking, oh my God, it it really works. It really makes you magnetic. It really draws the things into your life that are right for you when you trust and do this step into the unknown, where okay, I'll remove what's not right for me, and I will focus on what feels good, and I trust that more will be delivered, and it works.
It's great, and I think it's the message about how it's not even about strategies and methods and whatever expertise and whatever external validation, which I was
Oh yeah.
relying on for forever, like for ages.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Somehow when
External
you feel
validation.
yourself, everything starts clicking. Suddenly you kind of know what to do. You know, it's amazing.
What you're saying with the external validation, this is what we all struggle with, and it is because that's what we are taught. Yeah, you got a good mark in school. Yeah, this is how it starts with the external validation, or before that. Yeah, and but believe it, but recognizing ourselves first for who we are, and this is what we are
And
expressing.
the reality is that we have so much power and strength within us. Then when we actually connect to it, so many external things just vanish.
Yeah.
Suddenly there is no imposter syndrome. Suddenly there's no fear of rejection. Suddenly, all these other things go away. And I was like, oh my God, like it's we have everything we need
We have
inside.
everything inside us. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my friend. Totally appreciate you. Thank you
I
so
appreciate you
much
so
for
much.
being here with me and chatting. And it'd be another few hours if I didn't stop this
Easily.
amazing topic, amazing energy from you. I only met you recently, but I feel that we are friends. I don't know
Yes,
so it's amazing how it
absolutely.
happens. And yeah, thanks for your wisdom and insights and what you're doing for the world and, raising that vibration and doing good. And I already felt it with my own skin. So thank you so much. And I'm hoping to have you again on my podcast. And Yeah, any final thoughts you want to share?
Thank you so much. I am so glad that we have met, and I love what you are doing. And I love the energy that is radiating out of you in order to change the world, make it a better place, bring more people into the space that they understand that it is not all about the grind, that there is another way, that there is a better way, and that this makes us feel better, makes us happier, and raises the vibration of the world, makes the world a better place. I love it. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. Thank you so much for having me.
thank you. Okay, until next time.
Until next time.